the kids have really worked, I know, they've worked really hard this semester on putting together a great performance for you guys tonight. As Wind Ensemble's coming up, the Wind Ensemble's percussion section got to travel up to Indianapolis, and I'll talk about it in a second a little more. But these kids in Wind Ensemble worked really hard for a competition up there with a piece that they're going to play. And so we spent a lot of our time getting ready for that, which obviously showed off and was an amazing experience for them. And then we came back, we're like, oh wait, we don't have any Christmas music for y'all to play. So these guys, when we came back from PASIC on November 13th, we picked out some music and they've learned it, which has been amazing. And these guys, ever since they came back, have been on, to be honest with you, like this fire blazing trail, like they want to push. And what I love about them is they're bleeding off onto the other kids about pushing themselves musically, pushing themselves academically, pushing them in every single way, which is awesome. And this group, raise your hand if you're a senior. Yeah, this group's a lot of seniors, which is great because Buddy's a senior too, and Henry's a senior. But we're gonna be missing all of our seniors. But in Wind Ensemble, these guys, we went up there because of a couple of reasons. We went up there because a couple of these guys are thinking about going into the music profession, whether it's in education, whether it's in music therapy, whether it's in music performance, whether it's just a general music degree where you can go in a lot of different directions. They got exposed to a lot of stuff. And it was a great experience for them. And like I said, then they came back and we took like a day off because we were exhausted, and then they kicked butt between learning their Wind Ensemble music and then this piece. This piece is a really beautiful piece. It's traditional, you may have heard it before. It's called the Wexford Carol. And we're adding a string bass to it, which is also not a percussion instrument, but it's a pretty cool thing to add in there. So if you guys are ready, we'll do the Wexford Carol. Good job, guys. As they're setting up for the last piece called Downside, Up, and Around. And this piece that we took to PASIC. PASIC's called the Percussive Arts Society International Convention, and it truly is a worldly convention. People from all across the world and country come to perform at this. And we were one of the 10 groups that competed in the high school division, and which is a huge deal because it's open to anybody. And so we competed, and we went on at 8:30, which is the worst time to go on in the morning, to be the first ones out of the gate. And they killed it. They came in 4th place. And give them a round of applause for that. They came out and set the standard very, very high for the day. One of the judges told me if we had gone on later, we probably would have been a little bit higher up, which is kind of typical. You don't like hearing that, but at the same time, it's a huge compliment. One of the other compliments they got from one of the judges was that they scored a perfect score on their technique and how they approach the instrument, the sounds they make, the implements that they use. And so that is a huge thing as well, as far as I know from what the tabulator said, that we were the only ones that got a perfect score. So hugely proud of them for that. And something else about this piece that was kind of cool was, yeah, you clap for the everyone's clap. One of the cool parts about this piece was the music world is a very small world in a lot of ways. And so the composer's name is Jeffrey Barudin. And so I was like, I put something on Facebook about something, and then somebody's like, oh, I know him. Got me in touch with him. He Skyped in with us the week before, gave him some great stuff, even told him that they were playing it better than what he originally kind of arranged it for the group that he had originally written it for. And some of the techniques they were doing, some of the styles and the movements they were doing was great. And then he showed up to PASIC and was there at the concert with them. And it was such a huge hype for them to get to see that and be a part of it. And I couldn't be more proud of us going up on the international stage and coming in 4th. I think I told the kids, I just didn't want to come in last. So I think that was the only thing. And they said 10th, and it kind of got down, and we got like, what? 4th? Okay, you won't take it, you know. So, but it was really, really cool, really, really exciting for them. And this piece is a really intense piece, and you'll notice that it's very groove-oriented. If you kind of look at the setup right now, it's kind of like a drum set with 2 snare drums being the melody through this. And as we go through the spring semester, you'll notice that we'll still do the mallet stuff, and we'll still do the full kind of percussion ensemble stuff, but we'll break into the unpitched percussion and break into some more of this stuff that's also considered percussion as well. And so I think we're just missing one person. You may know what happened to her? There she is. So without any further ado, this is your, I say this with a lot of pride because, again, first time going up there, getting in 4th place was amazing. So this is your wind ensemble's percussionist section playing Downside, Up, and Around.
Let's hear it one more time for all these fantastic percussionists. Yes. And y'all give a big hand to the man that makes it all possible, Mr. Matt Tennell. Give us just a minute, we'll get some great band concerts on the docket.